Hello everyone. Welcome once again to the TLC art class sponsored by the Lakeside Church. My name is Christine, and this week I'm going to do a quick painting, and a very colorful one. This one reminds me of Niagara Falls, which we in Canada are blessed to be able to have in our country and have access to. This is, I think, one of the 7 wonders of the world, and the reason why I picked this painting is because it does remind me of the falls when all of the lights are shining on it, and every time I see the falls, I'm reminded of God's awesome power in the fact that the falls has so much water running through it that it can generate electricity, and also the beauty of God's creation. So we're going to do this one this afternoon, and hopefully you'll enjoy it. I'm trying to encourage all of our new artists to do something which I think is very simple. So the next thing that I have done, you can see I don't want to drip it, but I'm going to kind of turn it. I put 1 drop of each color fairly evenly spaced in the middle of the lower section here. So in the middle of the lower section below the horizon bar. So remember that you're going from light to dark. So I'm going to attempt to show you the next part. Hopefully you can see what I'm doing. I'm going to lean my canvas, perhaps if I go this way. So with a medium wet brush, or actually I think it's I'm not sure if it's medium or large. We're just going to start painting downwards where we have already put the color on our canvas. And we're just going to move along and blend the 2 colors slightly as we go along the waterfall. So we're just going to move those colors along and just bring in the next one. And so you can see whilst you are moving the colors along, you are kind of blending in the color before and the one after. So I'm just going to continue with that all the way along. Looks like I might need to put some more paint on. So now you can see what I have been doing. I have just gone up and down with these brush strokes all the way along. I don't mind that the pink has run into the orange and the orange has run into the red. I didn't let this overlap so much because I didn't think those 2 colors would mix, but the rest of the colors, they all have overlapped. So we just want to paint up to the line with each of the colors, and if you need to put some extra paint on just to make it look more solid or more bright, you can do that. So now after I've finished the blue in the sky, I'm just going to add some white. Just go along and just maybe do some blending here so it's not all one solid color. And it looks like there are some streaking clouds in the sky. And you're just going to do that towards your horizon line. Yeah, I think I like that. Not too much, but just enough to give some difference in the color. So next we need our fan brush, and you can see here I have put white paint on. Because we're going to do the horizon line, it can be fairly thick. So we're just going to go along the horizon line and just dab with white all the way along, just to connect the color of the falls with the skyline. Okay, I'll finish that. So this step I achieved by touching the white. I'm just going to move that down there. Using the fan brush and touching it with white, and just going down like this on each of these. So the key is not to put too much of the white on your brush, otherwise you'll get great larger areas like this. So try as much as possible just to have a little bit of white on the brush to be able to achieve that. So I'm just going to show you how I fix this area. So this is my orange that I'm going to just make a little less by just doing the same thing with the brush. And you can see you can fix anything that is too heavy just by going over it with the same color. So now comes the fun part. Now we're going to use cotton wool and some white paint to be able to just dab and make the foamy part at the bottom. So we're just going to dab all the way along, and then you want to do some that come up, which are the splashes, and you know, just go all the way over and do it unevenly to create this effect. I'm going to go up with some here and here. And just basically keep going along until you make it look like splashes and foam. You really want to cover the bottom of the colors. We don't want to see the variation in the colors, and use more than one cotton wool ball if necessary. So I'm just going to continue with that until I get it the way I want it. So going back to our sky, I think this time instead of making swirling, I'm just going to make some streaking lines here and there. Just to change the color a little bit, not too heavy. We don't want too much on our brush. Just some streak. And I think I'm going to put a little bit of white along the top, because I sort of feel like there should be some misting at the top as well. So I'll just put a very light line of mist, a few that's going up sort of in the sky. You don't need to go all the way down because we are going to have some trees in there. So just a little light dabbing to give you some mist even on the top. So I'm doing exactly the same thing, just along the far left, doing first of all the green, and I'm going to let that dry just by dabbing, and then go to the medium color and then also the yellow. So here I've put on the second layer, the medium color green, just dabbing on the same way, but you want to keep your brush this way, just dabbing and dabbing in between. So we'll let that piece dry now, and then we'll finish with the yellow. So if you have kind of gone over, I'm just going to fix just along here so that I keep my horizon with a very fine brush. And I think that's it. So here we go. Here is our finished product. I hope you enjoyed doing that. I hope you like what you have created. Every time I do it, it's a little bit different. But I hope that this is a very easy painting for you to do. Certainly very colorful. And once again, it allows us to think about the God that we serve and how awesome He is. Have a great week. So we're putting on our light green color with a different brush, and we're just gonna again do our strokes anywhere in between. And this is our bottom trees.